Okay, so I'm going to introduce the director of the broadband for the village, Paul Ortiz, who I've had the pleasure of knowing for a few years, working through the contract. So we got Ting here. So I'm going to put the show on his hands right now. Paul.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much for spending your afternoon with us. We have a lot of information to share with you. I just wanted to mention as well Jose Campos. He's our Director of General Services, in which broadband is under, and he's been an incredible support for our operation and been with us for quite some time as well. So when I usually do these events, I'll show you a slide, and I don't read slides because I kind of assume you all know how to read. So we can have an interaction. So if you have questions regarding any of the subject matter of the slide I'm presenting, you just stop me and I'll try and answer all your questions. If not, I will get your question answered. So the first one I wanted to show you is our scope of work. I believe is the first one. Obviously, we're talking today about the Ting fiber network that we're being built out, especially through in the Gate 3 area, and then as we go throughout the community. So the next one, please. So this is really important because this is what you should know. You know, what are you getting in this project? So our scope of work is to construct that dark fiber network. So if you see large reels of black fiber, that's what they're doing. They're putting in the main line, the backbone into the community, especially in that Gate 3 area, and then that is your backbone, and that will be getting you to the internet and then eventually to your buildings and to your homes. The offer is up to 2,000 megabits per second, up and down. So how many of you have West Coast internet? And how many of you paid for the 500 megabits per second? That's their highest tier. So there's a couple of you. So at the highest tier, we're still going to go 4 times faster than what you have today. And for people like you that are obviously in the camera club, in the Mac club, the upload is 2,000 megabits. This is symmetrical. This isn't 2,000 megabits down and 200 up. This is 2,000 up and down, up to. So that is what you're going to be getting. So they will install the customer premise equipment, and I will show you those pieces a little bit later. You're each going to get one of those. There's no monthly fee for any of that. There's no fee for the equipment, and there's no monthly fee for the service, for the equipment. Each home will get connected 2 devices. So we had some confusion with that. People said, what? I have more than 2 devices. No. Where's Jim Cook? I saw him here earlier. Where are you, Jim? Jim Cook has 32 devices in his home. So we're not going to sit at Jim's home for 2 days and connect all his devices. So you get 2 devices. We're suggesting that you get your smart TV and your phone. And if you've ever been in a hotel and you got onto their network, it's the exact same thing. You have the username of the network, which we're suggesting is your Manor number. I'm in 536B. That's my network, and my password is password. And the reason I'm saying that is because when the installer comes to your home, it's going to be a lot quicker and easier for us to get this done. And guess what? When that installer leaves, you change your password to whatever your favorite cat is, whatever it is. So it's just going to make it a little quicker. Unit number is your network name. Password is password. Installer leaves, you change your password. It's going to make it a lot quicker. Part of this service, yes, sir.
What do you mean 2?
2 devices, 2 internet devices. So your phone, your smart TV, 2 devices. 2, if you want, okay.
I don't get it.
So if you have 4, then you're going to connect 2 on your own.
I will do it. So
Yes, sir.
Connectable, I just got to do it.
Yes, yes, and that's confusion, yes. So, you know, you all have printers, some people have ovens, some people have microwaves, laptops, your computer.
That would be a third?
The 3rd, 5th, 6th to 35 are on you. Again, we can't have the installers just putting in authenticating passwords and everything that goes along with it. And that includes some of your apps that you may have on your television. You know, you have credit card information. So we just want to do basically your phone and your smart TV. If you want your phone and your printer, well then that's your two. And then you're on your own. Get your grandson, get your nice neighbor next door to help you out. And we will help you too. We can try and talk you through some of it. But like I said, if you've been to a hotel, you got onto that network, simple instructions, hey, now I got Wi-Fi from my hotel. It's exactly what you're doing.
You said change your password and your username to what? Change our Wi-Fi one or change?
Yes.
What do we change?
So when they come to your house, they're going to install two pieces of equipment, a new router and a new what we call an ONT or an ONU. It's the optical network that talks to the fiber cable. So once you have the Eero 7, that is your new router. Your network name is going to be your Manor number. And I would suggest your password, just leave it as password, and then when they leave, you'd be done. Be a lot quicker.
Can you change your network name?
You can change your network name. If you want to just be home, you can call it whatever you like, and then that way there'll be a little card left with you, and you can just make your network name home or whatever you choose. That's up to you. It's just a suggestion, because now what we've experienced in the last month is people are like now trying to think about, oh, well, what network name should I use? I don't want to forget it and things like. I'm like, just you know where you live, and you know your password is password, and it just seems a little quicker.
Do we have a DirecTV bill?
Yes, that's coming up. He asked if we're going to get a DirecTV bill. We can talk about that now. But all of this will be part of your HOA fee in 2027. So right now, you all that raised your hands are paying West Coast Internet, probably through your credit card, every month. That won't happen anymore. It's going to be included in your HOA fee. You all, whether you realize it or not, are paying, especially next year, $32 a month for your basic cable. Instead of having basic cable, because cable TV is now a dinosaur, we're going to have DirecTV Stream, and that's $25 a month. That'll be included in your HOA fee. So you won't have to like write checks or credit cards for those services any longer, unless you wanted additional services. You know, more storage for your DVR, more, you know, television programming, sports, or entertainment. So your question is, it'll be included in your HOA starting January of 2027. Those of you that already have Ting Internet, and hopefully you're happy, you're going to have Ting Internet for a year and a half for free. And we have other information for you. Yes, sir.
I didn't understand the automatic password. What's the first password that you're going to give us?
You only have two things to really worry about when the installer is at your home. What is your network name? It's your unit, should be your unit number, or if you want Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones, it's up to you. Your password, I would say password, just to make it quick. And then, yes sir, yeah, just like you do now for any of your stuff you're authenticating online, it's very similar.
No, but it's automatic, or you specify?
You specify. That's why we're asking you to just use password for now, and then you can change it to whatever you want later on. Name, password. Yes, sir.
So on the 2 gigabyte symmetrical service, how is that going to be effective once all the households are online?
Not at all. It's going to be up to 2,000 megabits, 2 gigs. So yeah, the main line is really the girth of it, right? So it's a 100 gig switch, so we're not going to have any issues. Another thing to keep in mind is, unless your device can go 2,000 megabits, you're only going to go as fast as your slowest component, right? So if your phone is an iPhone 12, then you're probably not going to experience 2,000 megabits of speed. But if you have a new tablet or phone, you're going to have something that's going to be able to keep up with the speeds. But obviously the construction and the design of this network was meant for probably over 14,000 buildings or units that will be able to be online at the same time. And unless you're watching, every one of you turns on Netflix at the same time in every single room in your house, it might be a little bit of a lag for a while. Can we go to the next slide? We have a lot of slides.
Another question, who has this system already?
Oh, well, Ting has been very good. They actually have communities throughout the country, Colorado, Virginia, Encinitas. You know, our Senior Vice President of Sales and Business Operations is going to be speaking a little bit, and he's going to tell you exactly how they're liking it. So far, they've been an incredible partner for us. So I think you're really going to enjoy it. I think once we get it built, which will be about a year and a couple months from now, you'll be in the Register, you'll be in the LA Times about this senior community that is so forward-thinking and so forward. And the real estate realtors are loving this because they're selling this as part of an incredible amenity in your community. So we're looking forward to it. All right, we already went to the next slide, right? Good for you. This is what we're required to do. We've already talked a lot about, right? Install a main line, and that's the big trunk of fiber. The important thing is the Golden Rain Foundation owns that network. Other providers that we talked to wanted to own the network and then provide service. We said, no, we want to own the network. Ting said, we will build it for you and we will service it for you. It's very important. We're also going to pre-wire all the buildings, so for those of you that may get a 60-day notice that we'll talk about, that's when you're going to see gentlemen and women crawling up around the building, putting up ladders and putting fiber throughout your building. Once we get that done, then we're going to come to your home and do the customer premise equipment with the Wi-Fi router and with the eRow. That eRow right there is your router. That is a Wi-Fi 7 for those of you that care about those kind of things. And this is the ONT. So the ONT just mounts to your wall. It talks to your router, and you're on your way. This replaces your cable modem. So those of you that have that bright white cable modem tucked away somewhere or on the floor, this replaces it. And that talks to the router. Yes, ma'am?
Does that have to be attached to where the connection, where the cable comes into the house? Does that have to be attached to the same?
That's a really good question. She's asking if this has to be attached anywhere near the cable. We are entering where the cable comes into your home, but they don't talk to one another. They don't, communicate with one another. So we're just going to have this close to that entry point. And the biggest thing is that it has power, and then outlet on the wall is where the power is coming from, and that's the key. Where's the entry into the home, and where is the closest power outlet for that? Yes, sir.
Yes, thanks for your presentation. Does it have to plug into an outlet, or can it plug into an extension cord?
He asked if it can be an extension cord. You could use an extension cord. We wouldn't recommend it. The ONT is on 24/7. It's going back and forth, pinging and pinging with the servers and the internet. If you have a solid outlet that works, or even with the surge protector, that would be even more helpful. So I would encourage you to stick with that than using extension cords. I've been throughout the community now for the last 2.5 years and coming into some homes that have extension cords and then have mats thrown over the top of them, and that's a safety issue. So I would try to keep it as clean as possible.
Would you suggest that a surge protector would be a viable thing to do?
I would suggest it doesn't hurt, just like anything else, like your computer or any other kind of electronic you have in your home. So you could use that. I mean, we've had quite a bit of outages through Edison the last couple of years, and one of the beauties of this system is that we don't use electricity out in the field. It's a PON, it's a passive optical network. The only electricity it needs is from broadband on Campo Verde in your home. So as long as we don't have any, so when you see outages now in the community and my neighbor's place is out, well, those experiences won't happen in the future, because then everybody would be out. Yes, sir.
We have several cable outlets in our house.
Yeah.
So this will come out of one cable outlet and the others
Yeah.
won't be necessary.
Good question again. We all do, right? We have multiple cable, those little RF connectors that come out. Think of them as your phone jacks, right? How many of you are using your phone jack in your home now, or even have them? You know, because a lot of them have been, you know, drywalled over because nobody has that phone telco connection anymore. So eventually, you're just going to put a plate over that, drywall it. You know, the key of Wi-Fi is that there are no cables, there's no interference. You just have Wi-Fi throughout your home. You don't have to. You can cable it if you like, but regarding the cable, you would not use that anymore.
So how much time, once they get the main line in, do they come in and install it?
That's another slide I have coming up. Let's see the next one.
Hello, my name is Lupe Hinojosa, and I am the fiber deployment specialist for Ting. Today we're going to talk a little bit about our pre-wiring. Pre-wiring is a process in which we run the cable on the outside in preparation for your installation. During this process, you're going to receive a 60-day notice. That 60-day notice is basically letting you know that we're going to have crews that are going to be out here working. Please keep your gates open. If your patio is enclosed and there is a lock on it, please leave it unlocked for the crews to come in, and it can be a little bit easier for the guys to get the wiring done in your home. We'll see some fiber optic cables hanging on the outside of your building, and some of the cable covers will still be off. Within 1 to 2 days, we will return to actually cover that up and make sure everything is sealed and clear. And to ensure that you receive important updates, confirm your phone number and email address with Resident Services at residentservices@vmsinc.org or call 949-597-4600.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, how are you? My name is Lupe. I'm with Ting. I'm the installer for you today. Are you ready for my installation?
By all means, come on
All right,
in.
I got to first put on some shoe covers if you don't mind.
Don't mind a bit.
Mark, so today we're going to go ahead and install an ONT for you.
Okay.
ONT stands for Optical Network Terminal. That's a big word. However, what is an ONT? An ONT is a modem. The modem is going to be installed on the wall right by your window here in just a few minutes. It will take me approximately about 10 to 15 minutes to install this.
Well, that's not bad.
You'll see me walking in and out, and that's just me punching in the cable, and then we're going to seal every single hole that we drill for you.
Great.
At the end, we're going to install a router for you. It's called an Eero router. It's a mesh, and I'll give you instructions on how to download the app.
Okay.
Downloading and installing the Eero app is very easy. Just follow the next 3 steps and you're ready to set up your Eero pod. Open the App Store. Search for Eero. Press Get to download the Eero app.
Okay, Mark, so we went ahead and installed your ONT, and your ONT is mounted on the wall here.
Right.
Now, there's going to be 3 solid lights. We need to see those lights always solid at all times. Okay. There's a power light, there's a broadband light, and then there's a service light. The power light indicates that there's power, sufficient power coming into the ONT.
Right.
The broadband light indicates that there's light levels. In other words, that there is signal coming from the outside.
Okay.
The last light is the actual service light. That means you paid your bill. Now, if you paid your bill, you're going to get a service light, or your service is ready to be used.
Good.
There is a 4th light. The 4th light blinks intermittently, and that light will blink when there is activity going on in your home network. Now, let's talk a little bit about setting up your app, your Eero app.
Okay.
Create an Eero account. Enter your phone number or email address. We'll send a verification code to you via text message. Enter this code on the verification screen of the app to create your account. Create your Eero network. After tapping Next, The Eero app will begin to look for your new Eero device. Your Gateway Eero's LED will begin to flash blue and then turn a solid blue once found. Once your Eero device has been detected, select a location for your Eero device. Enter your network name and network password. This is how devices will join your network.
Now that you've downloaded the app and we've actually set up your app and we set up your Wi-Fi, here's where you can write down your username and your password. Your SSID is your actual username for your Wi-Fi. So when people come to your home, they're gonna say, what's your Wi-Fi number? Well, what's your Wi-Fi name? This is the card that you can give them. It's gonna show you the password for your Wi-Fi and your unique name to your home.
That makes it so much easier if there are any problems in the future for all of us.
Now, if there's any problems, and hopefully there's never problems, but if there is any problems, I'm leaving you behind a couple of magnets that you can put on your refrigerator and you can have handy.
They're going right up on the door of the refrigerator when you leave.
Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it.
So that gives you an idea a little bit about how the installation goes. The question was, how long was he really there? We're finding the installation to be really closer to 45 minutes to an hour. It depends. So
After they put the main cable, how long before they come and install it?
this is the next slide. So once they put in that main line, once you get a 60-day notice, then that's about the time you're going to see people working around your building. Until you see people working around your building, you aren't even 2 months away from the installation yet. So you're going to get a 60-day notice telling you that we're working in your area. Then you're going to get a 30-day notice, a 21-day notice saying, hey, we're coming, and unless you tell us, hey, I'm going on vacation or I'm going somewhere, we would reschedule. Then you're going to get a 3-day notice that's telling you we are coming there in the morning on Friday, December 20th. Then you can get another reminder, and we're going to be at your home knocking on your door. How can we help you?
You mentioned, or Ruby mentioned that you put it on the wall.
Yes.
The box, or whatever you call it.
Right.
Can we have it where our other one was? I have it in my closet.
Right. That's an important question she just asked. People have requested it to be in different locations because of aesthetics. Unfortunately, fiber optics is pretty particular about the location that it has to be in. So we have a whole document that the installers are following, and the very first priority is the living room. You already have a drop in the living room where your cable is going into, so we're trying to utilize as much of that as possible. So the first choice, and it's not really a choice, it's the first option is your living room. If the living room is not a possibility, and we've had a couple living rooms because of large china cabinets and all kinds of other stuff that our installers don't move for liability issues, then we go into the nearest bedroom, and so that's where it'll go.
But it can't be in a closet.
We prefer it not to be in a closet because honestly, closets don't have electricity usually or an outlet. So, that would be one concern. And closet doors are shut, so then Wi-Fi is all, basically line of sight to each device. So you don't want to put it really in a closet either. Yes, sir.
Does that arrow allow for an Ethernet output?
Yes, it has Ethernet output, has 2 of them actually, and then you can mesh that if you want it, to talk to another Eero, another place of the part of the home. For some of the homes that have over 1,500 square feet, you will automatically get 2 Eeros to make sure you have enough coverage. So if you have a floor plan that is over 1,500 square feet, then you will automatically get 2 Eero units. Next slide, please. So this is, again, the customer premise equipment. I just want to go over this quickly because we've already talked about it quite a bit. So that's what's going to be in your home. I do suggest that depending on your furniture and tables and things like that in your home, that you can mount the Eero 7. Go on Amazon, wall mount, Eero 7, $12. Boom, it's there. That way it's not on the floor. You don't have to go and put a little end table there if there's not one there. And that way it looks nice and it's out of the way. So that gives you an idea again about the Eero unit. That's our famous photographer, John Cornell, who's off my shoulder.
That's the thing I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a router.
That white thing?
Yes, ma'am. Right now you have a giant black one that looks like a UFO. It's the Nighthawk. That goes real close to the ONT.
Where do you hang that thing?
You wouldn't hang it. You would place it on a table or mount it on a wall mount. It would be within feet, inches of the ONT. You all know where your cable modem and router is now, right? Okay, it's the same thing. It's no different. Yes, sir.
I got a question on how long can you extend the Eero from the OAT box? How long can you extend it?
We are offering 10 feet Ethernet cable if you need to, but I think even a 50-foot would work just as well, because now you're going Cat 6 and you're using Wi-Fi 7, better technology. Gary is probably more of an expert on this than I am, but I would say any distance in your living room would work, or even to a media closet. Yes, sir.
On the Eero, can you talk about another router, Wi-Fi router, a non-Eero brand?
No.
It would have to be another Eero.
Yeah, it would have to be another Eero 7 router. Like, you can't use your old West Coast Internet router and try and have it talk to that. I believe it's all a parent and child kind of operation. So I would think honestly, if you really wanted to do it, Jim Cook would want to do it, for $125, you get a brand new router from Amazon if you really needed that kind of coverage. So quickly, this is where we're going. This is where we've been. Construction started on September 22nd. We started over there off of Avenida Carmel, and we are working our way down to the Performing Arts Center, and then we'll turn clockwise up as we get into the Gate 5 region. Currently, we have nearly 400 subscribers. Some were beta testers at the beginning. Are there any beta testers here? There was only about 25, so I wouldn't expect that. 400 so far, and all of them are experiencing speeds of 2,000 to 2,100 megabits per second up and down. Important for people that do a lot of video transfers, pictures, things of that nature. And I'll be honest with you, we've had some very challenging road bumps. So there's things that started that we weren't too happy about as far as construction and installation and processes. We halted the installation for a couple of days, made sure everybody was on the right page, and making sure that we're going in the right direction. It's like a golf shot, right? Once you hit it bad, even though it's a millimeter, by the time you get 300 yards, it's like 50 yards this way. So we're trying to get it back on track, and we believe we've had that solution taken care of. And so if there is an installation, or you have a neighbor that their installation was not up to their standards, we're going back. Part of our quality controls to go back and make sure that everything is done per the contract and per your standards. Nothing's going to be left shoddy or in a mess. We're going to take care of it. Yes, ma'am.
So the way that map looks then, you're going to finish phase 1 before you cross over to Gate 5?
That's true. We're going to go actually cross Gate 1, El Toro Road into Gate 5, and then we're going to come across and get into the Gate 7 region, and also into the 4,000 buildings right here in Gate 14, and then work our way into that whole Clubhouse 6, Clubhouse 5 area. And if you live in a single-family home, we're probably not going to get you, probably summer of next year. Make sense to everybody? Yes, ma'am.
How did you become,
Why did we go this route? Yeah, people ask, hey, how come we always get the last one? So what we decided was there's really two entries for us. If you know where the broadband building is, we come down Campo Verde, down by the equestrian trail, and we will go underneath Molten Parkway, and we go past the Reform Temple, and we enter the community on the other side of the wall. So that was one entry. The second one was to go up El Toro Road toward Laguna Canyon, and then it tees off and goes to gate 14 and the other gate. So we thought it'd be a lot easier to get into the community going across the street at Moulton. It's been challenging though, because it's the oldest buildings and housing. So we're finding some very interesting things. So it's challenging. Let me get to the next one. All right, Neith Myrick. He's the Senior Vice President of Sales and Business Operations. He just happened to be here in your community. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about the website and how we're trying to communicate with you to make sure that you get the information that you're requesting.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Neith Myrick. I do live in Atlanta, Georgia. I also did have the pleasure of living in Southern California for a couple years, and my wife asks every day when we can move back. So for all of you who've chosen this as your lifestyle, congratulations. Great. A little slower, please. A little slower? Absolutely. So we wanted to make sure that we had a one-stop shop for all of the residents of Laguna Woods Village to go to if they had any questions at all. And so we created a special website that is only for the residents of Laguna Woods Village. This website can be reached by going to tinginternet.com/Laguna Woods Village. You can also reach this website by going, if you're on the Laguna Woods Village main page and going to broadband services, you can also click and it will bring you to this website. So one of the great things about this specific site is it has everything you would need to know about the installation process, construction updates, where there's events like this that will be for all of the residents to go to. And all you have to do is when you get here, you can click See Updates right here, and it's gonna bring you right to where all the different updates about the project is gonna be. So when you click see Updates, you're gonna go to a page just like this, and you can either see all of the updates, which will be everything. You can click on events, so for those of you who know Bailey and Lupe and team, you'll see where Ting will be out in the community. We wanna be in the places that you're already gonna be at. So you'll see us at, I think we were just at the Unity Fest. You'll see us at different clubs and events, pop-ups where we're doing installation. So you have lots of ways to talk to somebody from Ting if you have any questions. You can click on installation questions, installation updates. Hey, what do you need to be prepared for installation? Construction, where we are, what that looks like. And it'll show kind of where we are from different nodes and where we are in the process. If we go back one slide, I do want to show one thing that I think is super important. There's a couple places I want everyone to be when you go to this site that are really important. One is going to be right here. The red dot where it says chat if you have questions. This is a really important feature. So for any resident, if you have questions at any time, you can click right on that button and you're going to be able to chat with the Ting representatives around any questions and get any answers that you have. So you can. Is it a human being or AI? Great question. At first it is a computer, but then it'll ask you if you say, I want to talk to a person, it will direct you to a real person that is. So you can have the option. Yep. Is that 24/7? It is 24/7, yes. And another place that's really important as well is we have a help center up top. If you see the help center, you could also click on that and it's going to have lots of different instructions. So maybe you don't want to talk to somebody, but you want to figure out, hey, how do I remember how I set up my phone to Wi-Fi, but I forgot. Maybe let me go back. Has lots of knowledge articles. So help articles about how to connect your different devices. What is Ting Internet? What are the speeds going to be? Lots of questions are already there for you as well, in case you have those. So lots of different options for you to talk with folks or learn on your own as you go through the process. But the number one thing is to have the website so you can go there at any time. And I think, hi, I was on an install yesterday. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. I'll let Paul talk a little bit about the different zones and where the construction is, but we are sincerely appreciative of the partnership, and you'll see us in lots of different places throughout the next, multiple years, but especially over the next year and a half.
Thank you. I'm just going to quickly go over the construction because we jumped to a lot of that earlier. So Nate's going to come back and talk to you about DirecTV as well. So this just gives you an idea of what is currently happening in the construction. The hardest thing is going to be basically for you to figure out which one of these numbers you fall in. But once you see the map outside and even on our website, you'll be able to kind of figure out, well, I live right about here, so that makes me in node 1. So node 1, we're actually working in your area. And you'll see, if you live in those areas currently, you've already seen the big trucks and a bunch of crews working around the community. So, you kind of know that you're in that area. But this will give you an idea of what the current construction is like. And then the next slide is going to show you what the future construction is. So over the next, quick. Yeah, let me go back one. Yeah, the future construction. So over the next 30 days, you'll see construction in zones 5 and 13. So if you're in 5 or 13, and interesting, right? We're already at 13. That's across El Toro Road. We're getting the main line fiber put into the streets. So that tells you how quickly we're able to move the main line through the empty conduit that we had all talked to you about for the last 5 or 10 years. So this is all on the website. So be sure and visit the website as much as you can. It has a lot of information. And one of the last things we really wanted to share with you was the next slide that actually talks to you about who to contact. So if you have specific support questions, you can go to tinginternet.com/Laguna Woods Village, like Neith mentioned. But if you're having construction issues, somebody left something, or honestly, just anything. If you find anything construction related, email them at lagunawoodsvillageconstruction@ting.com. It puts together and processes a work order, and someone from the construction team will call you, figure out what the issues are. If you have pictures of whatever the issue might be, that would help them diagnose what the issue can be and how we can remedy it. And then we'll be sure and make sure we follow up with everyone. So make sure that you're able to contact them, and be sure and subscribe to What's Up in the Village through the Blast, because that's always great information on a Friday. Yes, sir.
Who are Hyper Networks in Luck Grove?
Great question. So he asked, who is Hyper Networks in Luck Grove? Hyper Network is your quality control and quality assurance people. So when we're done with Node 11, which is the first part of the project, they're going to walk through, and anything that isn't meeting the contract requirements, and honestly the GRF requirements, about the installation, will be marked, and that node will not be passed until everything's done. They're doing your quality control and your assurance, and Luck Grove is the contractor that's actually in the home and doing the pre-wire on the buildings and things like that.
Where does Ting get its signals?
Ting gets her signal from Los Angeles. One Wilshire is one of the largest, internet data centers, and we also had worked in cooperation with Ting to get you a signal to San Diego. That way we have a redundant path. So 2 years ago, we had a fire in Garden Grove that took out the internet in basically all of Orange County. Now we have equipment that if that happens again, then we just automatically switch to San Diego, and you won't even know it happened. You'll have to read about it. Yes, ma'am.
Is the installation that's going on now, is that the reason why we're having a lot of intermittent outages on our TVs now?
No, her question was the reason we're having intermittent outages with our TVs now, honestly, is really a coincidence. I had a couple of people reach out to us last week that were over by Clubhouse 4, and it's like we're not even close to there yet. We're barely at gate 3 right now. So a lot of it's a coincidence. And for those of you that have seen my presentation over the last couple of years, your 1999 Toyota Camry, I mean, we've been on the side of the road a couple days. So luckily we got the car going again. Tow truck came and got us. We fixed the transmission and now we're trying to work again. A lot of the issues we're having is failing equipment. And if you watch, especially MSNBC or CNBC, you're seeing pixelation and dropout of audio. And we've been working with Comcast for 6 months now, and the transmission is just not cooperating and talking with our equipment. And a lot of people are moving from satellite transmission, a lot of the networks, to fiber and streaming. So we're just barely going to make it next year with the equipment we have. But in most instances, it has nothing to do with the fiber build. Unless someone's been on your building and they accidentally, moved a cable or disconnected one of the cables, and then our incredible staff of Hank Deming and Lupe go out there and make sure you're working again. So if you're having a complete outage and there was someone on your building, then it was us. We're going to come fix it, let us know. So Neith is going to tell you about DirecTV. This is an incredible offer that we partnered with Ting and DirecTV Stream with, and I think you're going to like it.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. So really excited to talk about DirecTV. Ting has a partnership with DirecTV, and we are able to offer DirecTV Stream to each and every resident here at Laguna Woods Village. We're going to start to see this, we're a little early, but you're going to start to see this roll out in August of 2026. So, was that 9-10 months from now, you're going to start to see DirecTV being rolled out. And so, to talk about what you're going to get with DirecTV, you're going to get, everybody's going to have the option to have 2 Gemini boxes. So what a Gemini box is, just like your cable box today, you can take advantage and use that and connect it to 2 different TVs that you have in your unit. Or for those of you that maybe raise a hand if you have a smart TV, if you have a smart TV. Okay, lots of smart TVs there, awesome. For most smart TVs, you're also able to use the streaming app. So you can just download the streaming app and you won't even need a box if you don't want one. There are some benefits of the box, which I think is really great, which is you get a remote that's voice activated, so you can talk to the remote and have it go to a different channel, or change the volume or do different things like that. You're also able to do recording, DVR, rewind, pause on all of your different devices. And the really cool thing, for many of you who travel or have a different home, you actually can bring your DirecTV wherever you go. So if you're traveling, you could go to you have the DirecTV Stream app on your phone, or you can download it on a different smart TV somewhere else and use your own account wherever you are, which is really cool. All right, so here is going to be the channel lineup as it stands today. So over 100 channels that you will have access to. Some of the KTLA is back. So I think this is one that went away for a little bit. You'll have that opportunity. But some really important ones that I think are really awesome. We were able to get Max for free. So that is if HBO Max. So if you were to pay for that today, you'd be paying somewhere $18 to $20 for it by itself. That's free included. You're going to get Paramount Plus and Showtime also included for free. So all of those included for free, along with all of these other channels that are included. So we wanted to make sure you had as many programming options as you want that are going to really help round out your entertainment experience.
What are the DVR capabilities? How many shows can you record? How many hours worth? So forth?
Yeah, great question. I think it is a limited amount of recording. I think it's up to 9 months of, if you have a certain show, I think it starts to delete after 9 months. So you have up to 9 months to watch it. If you have, continue to record a show, after 9 months it'll start to rewind. I'm not sure on the specific number of hours. Paul, do you happen to know?
It's 20 hours, and then it's 20 hours.
Here, sorry.
The DirecTV stream will actually record for 20 hours, and then you can have 10 episodes of your favorite show, and then as it starts to fill up your hard drive, or your cloud drive actually, it'll notify you and give you a week's notice to watch those shows, because then your next episodes will start coming online in your library. We've actually demoed it for quite some time. The PC Club is actually having demonstrations with it as well. The guide is really nice. And the DVR capabilities is something you don't have today. If you just have the basic lineup today, you cannot record your CBS Sunday morning show. Now you can. You can't pause your current programs because someone's at your door. Now you can. So there's a lot of different really nice advantages to this. Yes, sir. Yes, you can. That's a great question. Once you see your My Library, you're going to be able to have all of your Monday night football games will be all in your library.
And can you upgrade to more hours?
Yes, you can. You can upgrade any of the storage space. You can upgrade to your sports packages. You can upgrade your entertainment packages if you so choose. So that's a nice advantage from DirecTV.
Question?
Do you know what the offer is going to be at the end of the free period?
After the end of 6 years, we don't yet. So as we get closer to that, we'll look to negotiate with DirecTV to make sure it's affordable going forward.
Just so we're clear, right now you're paying through your co-op and the Golden Rain Foundation about $32 a month for a lot of over-the-air stations, a lot of foreign language stations, a lot of standard definition stations of your 90-plus channels that you currently have on your basic lineup. $32 a month. This is going to be $25 a month, and that includes the 2 streaming movie apps for 6 years. One of the critical points in our negotiation with Ting and with DirecTV Stream was that your prices would not increase no more than 5% a year. And that's really important because, programming is very expensive nowadays. The sports programming is through the roof. The Golden Rain Foundation has a history of about 10 to 12% increases every year just in programming. Next year, you will pay $5 million a year just for programming. So to have that ceiling and that cap of 5% to negotiate that, now we can budget that. Right now, we're guessing. Right now, we're in a negotiation with NBC Universal. And if they ask for 25% or 50%, are we going to come back to you and tell you that, sorry, you can't watch NBC anymore, you're going to have to go get the Peacock app? That's not going to go over very well. Not a lot of control in that regard. Here we put in some controls in place to protect you.
So just a clarification, it says free. What's the $25 you just talked about? And who pays that?
You do. $25 is for the 100-plus channels, which is comparable to what you're paying right now, which is your basic. It's it's an added value, right? So you get the 100-plus actual cable channels. I mean, Ovation. I mean, a lot of these channels that we're showing you, you would have to rent a set-top box and pay your $15 to $30 a month to watch these programs. Now it's included in your assessment for $25. Again, that'll hit your assessment in 2027.
And what about the internet cost?
Internet is $40. Remember we talked about that earlier. So that's going to be part of your assessment. So just think about it. Think about it in your head right now. What am I paying West Coast Internet? $36.50. $75. $26. $54. I'm paying for a set-top box, that's $13, $30, and I'm paying in my assessment right now about $29. You start doing the math and everybody's about $80-something dollars. Some people are $120. Now you're $65. So we're just trying to make everyone whole through this whole process. 40 and 25 is 65.
Okay, so we won't pay any more to Broadcom or to West Coast Internet. It'll all come through the GRF month, our monthly dues.
You're all paying your broadband portion and your GRF dues, and that's going to continue, except for it's going to go from $32 to $25. You're all paying for golf. You might not play golf, but you all pay for golf. You're all paying West Coast Internet monthly, whatever it might be. Some people are paying $75 a month. Now that is going to be $40 a month for everyone in your assessment. No more billing, it's just included in your assessment. It's another amenity. Think of it as that way. This is now another amenity in your community.
All right.
So we're getting Ting in like a week. So when we get that, we're gonna have internet through Ting. But we gotta keep the West Coast cable until next August.
West Coast Internet. So yes, his question is, so people have Ting now, 400 people. You're going to get Ting in a week. We're encouraging you to stay with West Coast Internet. Do not discontinue or cancel your subscription with them. We realize that you now have a very robust network that you can utilize, but we still have 12,400 homes and buildings and facilities to get to. We're going to do a lot of testing. We're going to do a lot of outage testing to see if that LA and San Diego networks, come on and off. So at least if your Ting network goes down, you can at least now, just like being in a hotel, now I'm going to go back to my West Coast Internet network, and you're at least able to be online. So do not discontinue your West Coast Internet.
And the billing for Ting is held off until next year?
The billing is actually held off until 2027. So this gentleman's going to get incredible service for a year and a half. So, yes, ma'am.
Okay, this will be my last question, I promise. But it's kind of two things in one. Well, maybe three. Channel 6 and subsidized ads to help cover the back-end costs the community has, which we do today. And then the other one is, since what I've been told by reliable sources is that there's nobody living at broadband to watch what's going on as much anymore. And my point is, when I'm watching television with my cable box, because I can record, when I'm watching, I keep losing sentences.
Yes.
Now, while I'm watching it. Well, this didn't happen before we started, but because now we've we've put our resources in different places. Who's watching the house? Because it hasn't stopped, and I've tried to call. That doesn't work.
Your engineering department has not changed. So whoever told you that there's nobody at broadband, we have the same staff, and actually we're commingling with Ting, so we have more staff in there.
And is it West Coast?
West Coast Internet is your internet, let's be clear, West Coast Internet is your internet provider. And they are a third party, so they only install boxes. They don't do anything technically for you. If there's an outage in a building, guess who do they call? Broadband.
I understand how it works, but why, I don't know if it's my internet dropping or what. Why am I losing sentences when I'm...
When you say losing sentences, it's pixelating and then dropping out audio? Yeah, we just talked about that about half an hour ago. You're probably watching MSNBC and CNBC or Hallmark, because that's also a NBC Universal, because they're all on the same satellite. So we are having challenges, and I have a resident who basically said the same thing you did. No one's watching the store until I sent her the 100 emails that we had back and forth for the last 6 months with Comcast Solutions to try and fix this. And as I mentioned before, your car, your 99 Camry is barely chugging down the road, and we're just trying to keep it going. We have the same staff. Your broadband services employees, their average employee has been with us for 25 years. Show me any company in the world that has employees on average have 25 years of service to a community. They're dedicated, they're loyal. They're out here on weekends and nights when people may have an issue and may not, because a lot of time it's operator error. But we assure you that we're doing our best to keep the cable operation running until the very end.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand, but I didn't start having problems until just the last month or two.
And right, the transmission problems started a couple months ago, and honestly, we thought it was a sun outage. I don't know if you read those signs too that we put up, because when satellites start to move and get in line with the sun and the earth every April and fall, all the signals kind of get jittery. So we kind of thought it was that. But then once we started testing, we realized it's not that. And honestly, we haven't really sorted it out, and Comcast hasn't really sorted it out, because they're Comcast. They're one of the biggest corporations in media in the world. And again, I can share with you the hundreds of emails we've talked to their techs, they're talking to our techs, and we're trying different things to make sure that maybe we're missing something. There is a lot more, so we're working on it. We wouldn't leave you hanging. Next slide.
But Channel 6, nobody
Here we go, Channel 6, get your phones out. Get your phones out. Thanks, Nate.
Yes, thank you.
So you've asked a lot of questions about Village Television. Village Television is already streaming their live content. So when you get your DirecTV stream, you're going to have your DirecTV stream app, your Netflix app probably, your Prime app, your Village Television app, and your Laguna Woods City Channel app. And those will be your favorites. So that'll be how you watch Village Television. The best thing about this is you don't have to be at home to watch. If you really like a lot of our programming, just take your phone or your tablet with you. And one thing I really want to encourage you to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. I do encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It has all of our content for Village Television. And the reason I think it's important is because we've had residents say, hey, I didn't see that program at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Well, we might have preempted it with another program, but you wouldn't have to wait till Thursday at 7 o'clock to watch it because it's all there. And if your favorite show is Discovering Laguna Woods Village produced by P.J. Higgins, then you would be able to watch it whenever you want. Especially now that you have a robust internet service, you can watch a lot of your content online. So if you ever want to watch one of our favorite programs, you'll be able to watch this. You can just do it on YouTube TV, and you don't have to wait till the TV6 guide comes out in November and tells you that it's at 3 o'clock. Okay? So this is the last of our presentation. Again, this is my email address. Go ahead and email me any questions, comments you may have. I'm happy to share any of the material that we talked about today, and any other information that you may want to know. We'll get those answers for you. But this is my email address, so if you have questions or comments. I do want to thank Ting and Neith Myrick for joining us today. And we want to thank the Mac Club and the Camera Club for having us as well. And John invited us, so thanks, John.
Thank you, Paul.